What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, January 21st. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, let's take a look at this 11-game slate tonight. At the point guard position, I like Dennis Schroeder from the Boston Celtics playing the Portland Trail Blazers, who have the 10th worst defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing point guards. Dennis Schroeder has averaged 29 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 32 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He's projected at 30.2 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 35 fantasy points or more here and get you 5 times value or more. He's 6,700 DraftKings salary, 500 less on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 214.5 points scored in this game, and Dennis Schroeder has been on fire. He scored 47, 47, and 38 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 36, 40, and 36 minutes. So I like Dennis Schroeder, who scored 52 fantasy points in his last game versus the Portland Trail Blazers, here versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Kelly Oubre Jr. from the Charlotte Hornets playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have the 3rd worst defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Kelly Oubre Jr. has averaged 27.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 28 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He's projected at 26 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 28 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. He's 5,400 DraftKings salary, 200 more on FanDuel, and Vegas thinks there's going to be 222.5 points scored in this game. Kelly Oubre Jr. scored 29 fantasy points last game, only played 20 minutes, but I think he should increase to his season average, get close to 30 minutes here tonight. So I like Kelly Oubre Jr. here versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. And just real quick, it was a while ago, but he scored 47 fantasy points versus the Thunder in his last game. So I think that bodes well for him as well. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Chris Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Chicago Bulls, who have a middle of the pack defense overall. They give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Chris Middleton has averaged 37.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 32 minutes per game with a 28% usage rate. He's projected at 39 fantasy points here tonight, but I think that projection is a little bit low. I think he can score 43 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. He's 8,600 DraftKings salary, 300 less on FanDuel. Chris Middleton has scored 48, 55, and 38 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 35, 35, and 36 minutes. And I like this pick because Vegas thinks there's going to be 227.5 points scored in this game. So I like Chris Middleton here versus the Chicago Bulls.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Al Horford from the Boston Celtics playing the Portland Trail Blazers, who have the 10th worst defense overall. They've been pretty good versus opposing power forwards. Al Horford has averaged 30 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 29 minutes per game with a 17% usage rate. He's projected at 28.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 5,700 DraftKings salary, 200 less on FanDuel. We know Vegas thinks there's going to be 214.5 points scored in this game, and Al Horford has scored 33, 30, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 31, 25, and 30 minutes. And Al Horford, he scored 22 and 32 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Trailblazers, but I just think he's a little bit underpriced here for his upside. He can give you a good 35 plus fantasy points if he gets going and crush value. So I like Al Horford here versus the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, moving on to the center position, I like Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have the 6th worst defense overall. They give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Bam Adebayo has averaged 38.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with a 26% usage rate. He's projected at 38.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 7,500 DraftKings salary, 200 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 217.5 points scored in this game, and Bam Adebayo has scored 56 and 31 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 32 and 31 minutes. So this is a great matchup. I think he can easily get you over 5 times value here. So I like Bam Adebayo here versus the Atlanta Hawks.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.